welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at what are your magical abilities. So if you have been interested in getting more into witchcraft, if you are wondering what next to do on your spiritual path, if you want to explore new things, this video might be for you. So let's get started. Let me see here. I want to get started with, let's get started with one of these and then I'll pull more. Okay, so for pile number one, pile number two, and pile number three. Pile number one is going to be clear quartz. Pile number two is going to be this tiger eye. Very beautiful. Pile number three, I think, is going to be this citrine. While you guys are picking your piles, I do just want to say that I have new readings up in my shop as well as new letters. So I am going to be writing, channeled letters from your future spouse, your next boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you'd like, or a channeled letter from your angels, channeled letter from your spirit guide. And I also have channeled letter from, let's say like your favorite character and things like that. So I'm going to put those in my Etsy shop, and I will put a link to my Etsy shop down below. If you would like to purchase a reading that is not on my Etsy shop, please feel free to email me. Also, if you email me, prices are going to be a little bit cheaper if you buy through me instead of Etsy, because Etsy has so many fees. So feel free to email me. My email is also in the description box down below. And I would be more than happy to do a reading for you guys. Alrighty guys, I hope you have picked your card. If not, that is totally okay. Please pause the video right now to do so, but we're going to get started with pile number one. Hello, my pile number one people. I hope you all are doing well. Whoever picked clear quartz, this message is for you. I will put more of these, but this is going to be started off, okay? So, what are your magical abilities? What should you be focusing on? What would you be good at? Numerology. Numerology is extremely powerful within the spiritual community. And I'm sure you can tell just by looking at the card, right? We have 444 here. We have 111. Actually, I've been seeing 111 a lot recently. If you've been seeing repeating numbers a lot, this is definitely for you. We have 999. We have all sorts of number sequences here, right? Numerology is important because the universe is made up of numbers, which is weird, right? Very weird. Some of you guys may have heard of like universal code, or a lot of the code we use is just like a bunch of zeros and a bunch of ones, right? And many scientists believe that any being in the universe, like beyond Earth, understands this way of speaking, this way of language, right? Because it's like a universal language, because the universe is made up of these numbers. I don't fully understand it. I'm not a smart sciencey person, But I definitely urge everyone to go look it up because it is really interesting. It is very, very interesting. You see numerology everywhere in spirituality, right? We have numbers on tarot cards. We have numbers on oracle cards. We see numbers as angel numbers, which doesn't have to be just from our angels. We see a lot of numbers in astrology. We see numbers everywhere. You also might hear things like, good things come in threes, bad things come in threes, threefold law. Not sure where all the threes came from. I think that's more of a new age thing, but it is just present. It's very, very present within our lives. And other things like, dates and birthdays and history, all of those are numbers. All of those are numbers that are very, very important and very unique to us. There's a lot more that goes into numerology, especially the signs from the universe. But I feel like even if you're not good at math, you don't need to know math to be good at numerology, right? You just have to, learn about the symbolism, right? So numbers are like any other symbol out there, except they are universal, okay? And they are also used by other beings and other entities to communicate with us. They're a very, very powerful part of spirituality. So I do think that your guides, or at least spirit, the universe, really wishes that you would dabble more in numerology because you would have a talent for it. Even if it's not great right away, I do feel like it will work out for you. So, what else for pile number 1? What else is their secret spiritual talent or their secret magical powers? What are their magical powers? We have crystal ball. Oh my goodness. Crystal ball, not blah. I don't know why I said that. Crystal ball here. Which is clarity, okay? So you might be good at claircognizance, but also I do feel like if you try maybe scrying or looking into a crystal ball, you guys might be really good at that as well. But I feel like you guys are really good at picking up signs that a lot of people do not see. Even if you're not aware of it, you may not be aware of it. Especially in this day and age, we are taught to, throw out all of these things that are spiritual, like noticing signs and things like that. And a lot of these things are things we do every day. We notice these things every day, just not consciously, okay? That is why our spiritual team communicates with us in this sort of way. And some of us notice more than others. Some people never notice at all. Even in the spiritual community, it happens. But I feel like you guys are really good at this, okay? So finding an outlet for that, finding an outlet so you can see clarity. It could be a crystal ball, could be using water, could be, watching flames. There's someone who I saw on TikTok who melts wax and pours the wax into water, and then she sees how the wax turns and able to do deviation that way, which is really, really cool. So maybe something like that would be something you might be interested in. And last we have thunder and lightning, which is power, okay? So working with elements, especially thunder and lightning in magic, or working with a deity that has to do with thunder and lightning, like, you might be interested in deity work, maybe deities like Thor. But working during rainstorms, if there's lightning around your area, doing spell work during those times is going to magnify your spells, okay? Electricity and power is really drawn to you, is really attracted to you, is really attracted to your energy. And so, some people, like, they work with different elements. They work best with different elements, such as like fire, water, earth. Yours is thunder and lightning. Yours is the power of the heavens. And that's not very common, okay? So definitely don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on, doing rainstorm magic or thunder magic, because you would be really good at that, and it will charge your intent. It will supercharge your intent. It will amplify everything, and these energies will work with you to give you the best result possible. what are your magical powers? You guys are also really good at shaping the world around you and manifestation. So here we have the Keeper of Spells. Keeper of Spells to me is just like creating with passion. If you are an artist, if you do art, keep pouring your passion into that because you are creating spells with your artwork. And it doesn't have to be traditional art, right? It doesn't have to be like just drawing on some paper. Everything is an art form in its own way. Baking, painting, creating music, writing, whatever it may be, whatever art form you like, whatever media you like, keep putting your passion into it because it is going to create things that are going to echo in your reality, okay? So especially if you want to manifest specific things, create art with that in mind. Create art with, you know, the fact in mind that you want to manifest this certain thing. Like let's say you want to manifest moving to a certain place, but everything is going wrong. Create art while thinking about that place and thinking about what would you feel like if you lived there, and create art based off of those feelings. Things like that. You know, you can make a little writing think piece. You can maybe draw some flowers that are native to that area. You can, you know, write a song about, you know, finding a new home. Whatever it is that interests you, okay? Whatever it is. Or you can even make food that you feel like you would eat if you lived there, right? Like, let's say if I lived in a cottage in the countryside and it's summertime, I would make like lavender lemonade, right? I'd make lavender lemonade and lemon bars, and I would sit out on the back patio and I would drink lemonade during the summer. So if I, you know, wanted to manifest that, then I would make the lemonade. We have the Council of Animals here, which is a very beautiful card. So here I do think that working with animals is also probably very good for you. Might be a talent for you. Working with animal spirits, okay? You could be good at working with animals who are alive, you know, especially if you have pets. But with this specific card, I do feel like it is animal spirits. It could also be nature spirits, okay? Again, please do your research before you work with any type of spirit, just in case, because some of them aren't good for beginners. But working with animal spirits, animal guides, would be really good for you, okay? If you know who your animal guide is, then, you know, carrying around little tokens of that creature, or, you know, having little, you know, good luck things with that creature on it would be beneficial to you. For me personally, I don't know if you guys have figured it out yet, mine is the fox. I have fox everything. I have fox mugs. I have a little, I wonder if I can find it actually. All right, I went and found it. I have this little fox token that I carry everywhere with me. It's always in my purse. And on the back, it says, blessings and magic are afoot. Adventure is ahead. And if you know me as a person, then you know this is perfect for me because I am a Sagittarius rising and I am an adventurous person. But the reason why I have so many fox things is because my psychic that I go to has told me, like, oh, you have a little fox guiding you. And at the time I had a purse with a fox on it, and I showed up to that appointment with the purse with the fox on it. And I don't know why, but like around that time, the fox became my favorite animal for like no reason. And she was like, oh my God, is that a fox? Like, yeah. Yeah, it is a fox. But you know, you don't have to go to a psychic to figure out what your guide animal is. You can ask your guide animal to show up during meditation. You can ask for them to show up in a dream. My brother has asked twice who his guide animal is, and both times he has dreamed about a border collie. And then one time he asked me what his guide animal is, and I pulled my animal oracle, and the dog card for that oracle is a border collie. Which was like very, very specific. So his is a border collie. I don't know why so specific. But you know, you can use animal oracles. You can even just use your favorite animal. Honestly, it is totally okay to call in the energy of your favorite animal to help you and guide you. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? If you want a dog, if you want a dinosaur, I'm sure there are dinosaur guides. There are apparently like unicorn guides and Pegasus guides. I know people who work with dragons, which is really cool. So literally just like allow your imagination to run wild, because there's a reason why we believe in things like this, right? So you would be really, really good with working with animal guides. Anything else here? Let's see. Watch out though for little mischievous spirits. There's not many spirits that will harm you, right? Spirits are entities. There's not many spirits or entities that will harm you. I know there have been instances of entities or deities from closed practices that harm people who appropriate them. So I'm obviously not talking about that, and I definitely don't recommend, appropriating any practices. But there are things such as, leprechauns, the fae, which I personally haven't had really many issues with the fae. And, like goblins, trolls, little things like that. Usually in the little impish family who can kind of make you go around in circles just because they think it's funny, right? Like they're not really going to hurt you, but they're annoying and they're a nuisance and they want to get to you sometimes. Not always. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Just beware of that, especially if you live in a very lush place, if you live near a forest, because they might live there. So my advice is, if you use any divination tool or when you do any magic, cleanse your area and put a protective bubble around you, or you can cast a circle. These are going to keep little entities like this who you just kind of want to mess with you a little bit. It will keep them out, okay? Some of you guys might thrive on that though. So some of you guys might be good at chaos magic. I didn't consider that at first. Some of you guys might be good at chaos magic because we do have thunder and lightning and we do have the liar here, okay? So if you've been interested in chaos magic, this is your sign to do it. We have the lovers. So some of you guys, as you guys become more advanced into witchcraft, some of you guys might be really good at creating self-love spells for people. I do not recommend love spells just from not from even like a karmic standpoint, right? Which I do believe we eventually get karma. I don't believe in the threefold law, but I do believe that just like from an ethics standpoint, this isn't a thing that I want to encourage anyone to do, right? So, if you do it, that's your own business. I'm not here to judge anything. I just don't think it's very ethical. Self-love spells, however, are very wonderful, and it makes people feel really good about themselves. And when they feel good about themselves, they start manifesting love into their life. You guys would be really good with that. And this is for more advanced practitioners or people who are more advanced into magic, but you guys would also eventually be really good at sex magic. The sex magic has to be consensual with your partner in order to become a positive thing, and it is powerful stuff because you have at least two people in there. You have at least two people making these energies, casting this spell, creating this magic. So please be careful. This is not for beginners. And last, but not least, wishing. When you blow on wishing flowers, when you throw a coin into the well, when you wish on a birthday cake, wish on a shooting star, you are manifesting your wish. And you're a really powerful manifester. Super powerful manifester. If you don't know how to manifest things in a way you want, manifest them as wishes. This is going to make your manifestation a lot easier and simplified. and you're going to be able to manifest more things with it. Start out small first. You can even like make a little money jar and toss coins into that. You can make your own little pond and toss a coin into that. If there's a wishing well near you, especially during the flower or during the summer, if you guys get wishing flowers or dandelions, definitely pay attention. Or you can get candles and make the wish you want and blow the candle out. But start small, okay? Ask for like a free coffee. Like, I wish I would receive a free coffee. Or I wish I would receive my favorite chocolate bar. And wish for that and just see how long it takes for it to happen, okay? So then you can start figuring out, okay, well, this took 4 days to manifest, so I think this is a good method for me. Or if it takes, a couple of weeks, you're like, you know what, I might try a different manifestation. So this is a good exercise for you guys to figure out where you belong in the world of magic and manifestation. But you guys have a lot of talents. You guys have a lot of things you can utilize. And there's a lot of work you can do for other people as well, where you can help a lot of other people. You can create much more powerful magic. And yeah, I think you guys have a lot of really awesome stuff you can work with here. So if you guys are interested in a personalized reading, my email is down in the description box below. I do have a few readings listed on my Etsy. However, they are cheaper if you email me. So please feel free to email me. Let me know down below what kind of readings you want to see from me in the future, because I'm interested in knowing what you guys think. Also, let me know if you guys have started working with this sort of magic, or if you guys have been interested in anything that I have mentioned, because I'm really, really interested in that. If you haven't yet, please like this video, please subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because I try to post every single week, and I also try to do lives at least a few times a month. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Hello, my pile number 2 people. Whoever picked this very beautiful tiger's eye. Let's see what your magical abilities are. So I will be pulling more of these cards, but this is probably going to set the tone for the whole reading. And we have scrying, okay? We also have projection here. So 2 things come to mind, okay? Naturally, mirror scrying. Mirror scrying can be seen as a very scary thing, especially if you believe that mirrors are a portal to another world, or spirits can get stuck in a mirror. Scrying mirrors usually aren't regular mirrors. You can use a mirror that has like a silver backing to it, but this has the potential of like opening portals and things like that. So if you have a regular mirror that does not have a silver backing, you do not have to worry about portals or anything like that. It's only the ones with silver backings. And this is also why in fantasy and things like that, we have everyone kind of knows this. Vampires cannot see their reflection. The reason why they could not see their reflection is because almost all mirrors used to have silver backings. They don't anymore. So hypothetically speaking, if there are modern vampires, they can see themselves in their mirrors. But scrying mirrors are different, okay? A lot of times scrying mirrors are kind of blacked out or dimmed out, or have more of a surface that looks burnt almost. I don't know the exact term for it because I personally do not use them. But you can get a specialty scrying mirror. You can light some candles, dim the lights around you, and mirror scrying is very similar to using water to scry or using a crystal ball. But mirror scrying, you stare at yourself in the mirror until you see something, okay? So a lot of people equate this with like a meditation, okay? So usually you get more of the answers from yourself, and you are less likely to see things behind you, okay? So like if you used a regular mirror or a mirror with a silver backing, you might see like an entity pop up behind you, in scary movies, or like I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but I used to live in a very, very haunted house. Like, even before I got into spirituality, it was super haunted and was super bad. And I was afraid to go to the bathroom at night and brush my teeth or wash my face because I was afraid I was going to look up and I was going to see something behind me. I never did, but I always felt like I would. So you guys don't have to worry about that if you take up scrying with a specialty scrying mirror. But we also have projection here, okay? So you guys might be really good at astral projection. Now, I definitely do recommend doing research before you astral project, and also calling upon your spiritual team to protect you as you do so. But a lot of people are very natural at astral projection, especially if you can lucid dream. So this is something that you might be interested in. It might be something that is really good for you. Let's figure out what else. What other magical abilities do you have? Pile number 2, people. Tarot. If you guys don't do tarot yet, definitely do tarot, okay? If you're watching tarot videos, start taking notes about things that you like that the readers do and apply that to your practice, okay? Because no two people read tarot the same. And if they do, it would be boring, right? You're watching tarot videos because you enjoy how people read things individually. Start taking notes about the things that you like and apply it to your own practice, okay? That's what I did to, create my own specific reading style. If you already practice tarot, then maybe, spending more time with tarot, doing daily draws, maybe doing tarot for other people, try to branch out, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean you have to buy any deck. You could, if you want, you could try different decks. But tarot would be a really good source for you. You can use tarot to connect with your spirit guides, with ancestors, with deities, with your higher self. There's a lot of uses for tarot. You can see how you should feel tomorrow. You should see what you should focus on this week to try and heal within yourself. Tarot is a wonderful, beautiful tool that has many, many, many uses. So definitely work on tarot some more if you haven't already. If you've been thinking about tarot and you don't own a deck, definitely invest in a deck. So I have a little crumb on there. This is what happens when you eat on your tarot cloth. I do it all the time. All right, next we have runes, which is perception. Guys, you guys are really good at divination where you can just pick things out. You are good at feeling the energies. You are good at, calling in energies to help you pick things. Invest in runes if you don't have any runes. Start learning runes if you don't. If you have both runes and tarot, start trying to use them together, okay? Because there are messages here that Spirit wishes to convey to you. You are really good at these things. You are naturally talented at these things. You're going to pick them up really fast. Now, with every divination tool, you're always going to have to take time to learn it, but that doesn't mean, you're very slow at it if you have to take time to learn it, okay? So definitely remember that. There are people who claim that they're a natural, that they're really fast, that they've never had to learn how to do it and they just automatically can do it. And a lot of these people are TikTok tarot readers, and most of the time they are wrong. Take time to harness your craft, okay? The more you study it, the more you apply certain things to your practice, the better you're going to be at it. It doesn't mean you're not a natural because you have to study certain things, okay? So I'm just going to say that for some people. It's okay if it takes a little while. All right, what is pile number 2's magical abilities? Seeker of spells. You are very talented at finding things that you need. So it could be in a literal sense, like maybe finding things that are lost. Maybe you are good at, using your psychic abilities to see where this item is. Maybe you're good at using a pendulum. Maybe you're good at using dowsing rods to find things. But I also feel like more so This sort of means like you're good at helping people find parts of themselves in the dark, right? You're good at helping people find parts of themselves that they probably thought had died a long time ago, that they probably thought was lost. And when you help people find these parts, you help them realize healing is an option, moving forward is an option, brightening their world is an option. We also see a fox in the background here, so like me, you also might have a fox guiding you. But you are really good at light work. You are really good at light work. You don't have to do light work, but this is a possibility. Not everybody is interested in light work, and that's totally okay. There are other ways you can apply this, okay? If you're into healing work, shadow work, helping people heal, helping people figure out how to do their shadow work, guiding people, teaching people, then you are probably naturally gifted and inclined to do so. You have a natural gift to this. One more. All right, so next we have Moonlight, which is moon magic. Work with the moon. Work with the moon phases, work with moon water. These things are things that are going to amplify your energy, and these are going to help your natural abilities, okay? So if you want to work with scrying, cleanse your mirror with moon water. If you want to work with tarot, do tarot spreads with the moon cycles. If you want to work with runes, same thing. Work with the moon, because moon energy works well with you. Moon energy is attracted to you. And you also might have, Cancer in your zodiac chart, or, somewhere in your big three. But definitely work with the moon, because the moon is going to help you set out to finish what you want. It's going to amplify all of your messages, and it's going to just help you a lot in your spiritual journey. Cleanse things with the moon. You can enchant things with moonlight, cleanse your crystals with moonlight, things like that. And we have the Green Mother, okay? So working with nature spirits, working with nature gods and goddesses, especially Gaia. To me, this is the card of Gaia. We have the Green Mother here, working with plants, working with the earth. So I was telling pile number 1, because their element they got is lightning. Your element is nature. Your element is earth, okay? Even the moon is just a big rock, right? The moon is a big rock that has huge influence on the earth. So your element is earth. Work with earthly things. Work with earth spirits. Work with earth energies. You guys might be really good at being a hedge witch or a kitchen witch. You guys might be interested in like druidic practices. Or you guys might want to work with Mother Gaia as a deity. These things are going to come very naturally to you. And last, we have Child of Boons. So this is more of like a warning, even though this card looks very nice. If you put your work out there, right? Like if you do tarot readings on YouTube or TikTok, or if you sell tarot readings, if you sell rune readings, if you do work with other people, such as the shadow work and the healing and other spiritual work, if you scribe for other people, do not sugarcoat things. More sugar is not a good thing. This child was left astray in the woods, and he came to this cabin made of sugar, Hansel and Gretel. And of course, it seems safe, but it's not, right? The witch ends up like trying to kill them. I can't remember if they do or not. I think in some versions they do, and in some versions they don't. But the message is still the same, right? If you sugarcoat things, it's always a front. Be real and be raw, because that is what people need. You're not doing real spiritual work if you're just doing everything for funsies, and you're not taking things seriously, and you're not telling people straight up that certain things are not meant for them. Certain things are not good for them. And yes, you're going to get less views. Yes, you're not going to have as many happy clients, but that's just how it is. You don't want to align to them so you get more views, so you get more clients. Because that's just going to come back onto you eventually. Maybe not in this life, but you don't want to lie. That's not spiritual. That's not spiritual work. So remember to always tell the truth, because that's going to benefit people and that's going to help people more than anything else. Okay? Because they're not going to find themselves the way you could find them unless you teach them how to help themselves. And you don't want them to rely on you. Yes, they would keep coming back more and more, but that's just making them codependent on you and your abilities. Help teach people as you guide them, as you help them figure out where they need to go in life, what they need to do, what's going to be better for them. Because, after all, it's not called being a spiritual teacher for nothing. That is your message. And I'm not saying you guys would lie to people, but it is so easy to just want to, do the whole frilly, oh, your lover's coming next week. Oh, you have this and that coming. And, it's really not about that, right? We'll always see more cards that are sort of you need to focus on yourself first. You need to heal this or that. You need to, get to this point before this person comes in. And that's more realistic, right? A lot of readers do not do that. So, and that's why they have giant fucking platforms. And some of you guys also might, find yourself watching them over and over and over again. Some of these readers you guys might have watched for years and they keep saying oh, your person is coming. Oh, your person is coming. And you might step back and be like, wait a minute. My person hasn't been coming for 3 years. That's what this is, basically, pretty much. And the only reason I think this card is here is because if you start using, these things, your talents, your gifts, to help other people, it is so easy to fall into this, right? Because then you start caring about what other people think. You start caring about your views. You start caring about, how people perceive your platforms, whether or not people keep coming back. It's so easy to fall into this. And I've almost done it a few times myself. So just be careful with that. That's just something to be mindful of. But you guys have a lot of wonderful abilities here, especially with the Earth and the Moon. Work with Earth and Moon energies because, guys, you guys are powerful. You guys are wonderful. Doing a lot of root meditations, keeping crystals with you would be really good. And walking barefoot out in the forest if you can. Just forest meditations, going on walks, being in nature, growing plants if you're in the city. Get closer to nature because these nature energies love to connect with you and you're very healing. You have a very healing and very cleansing energy about you. And you would be really, really good at helping other people. So if you're interested in getting into the spiritual business, this is probably your gateway. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. Please let me know down below if you guys have already started working with some of these energies, if you guys already started doing some of these things. Also, I want to know, what kind of videos do you guys want to see from me in the future? I'm really, really curious. I really want to know because I want to do more videos that you guys request. I'm also going to be adding more readings to my Etsy shop, but if you email me, my email's down in the description below, they are going to be cheaper, okay? So if you rather go through email, if you rather buy directly through me, the readings are going to be cheaper, and I am more than happy to do any sort of reading for you guys. If it's not on my price list, just let me know what it is, and I can definitely work it out with you. And if you haven't already, please like this video, please subscribe, and please turn on that notification button, okay? Because I try to post videos every single week and I try to go live a couple of times a month. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Hello, hello, my pile number 3 people. Whoever picked citrine, this reading is for you. I will pull more of these cards, but we're going to flip this card over to kind of get the taste of what this reading is going to be like for you guys. So, when it comes to your magical abilities, your natural magical abilities, things that you would be really, really good at or naturally talented, pulled towards, there we go. You guys got augur. Okay, so I could be pronouncing that wrong because I think it's Greek, if I remember correctly. So it talks about mastery here, okay? So you guys could be doing some work with the Ascendant Masters. You guys might do really well at that, but my understanding, I have very limited understanding of augur, if I'm honest, so I'll do my best. I do encourage all of you to, do a little research if you're interested in it. My understanding of augur is someone who, watches for things, watches for signs, watches the animals, the birds, the plants. You can kind of figure out what's going on, what the energies are. You can figure out what the weather is going to be like. So it's someone who masters reality, right? It's someone who pays a lot of attention to the earth, the world, and you can literally just see everything happening before your eyes. And especially if you guys are interested in manifestation. Manifestation is cool because you can start to see your manifestations manifest, right? You can start seeing that happen. You can start seeing things fall into place. There is something that is really interesting when it comes to manifestation, or sometimes magic, if you're trying to perform, if I can speak today. If you can perform a big spell, or especially like a money spell, or if you're trying to hop timelines, if you're trying to improve your life, something you may notice before things like that happen is you may notice little things going wrong. And you might have a week or two where everything is going wrong, no matter how hard you try, for no reason at all, right? So like you might need to replace the tire on your car, your washing machine might break down, you might accidentally ruin your favorite shirt, things like that. Things like that usually happen before a huge change, or before you get something you've been trying to manifest. So these are things that you would be really good at noticing if you take time to practice it. And some of you guys probably already start noticing things like this in your life. Like maybe you have seen patterns like this all your life and didn't even know that this is a form of spirituality, or even like witchcraft or divination. So let me know down below if you have. So let's see what else for you guys. What are your magical abilities besides being a master? Yeah, you guys might really enjoy working with an Ascendant Master as well. I definitely recommend looking into that, because Ascendant Master work is apparently really awesome. Like I've heard a lot of really good things about it. Next we have runes, okay? So this is funny because it's also perception, and I think your guys' whole deal is just percepting things, right? Being perceptive to what's going on around you. But also reading the signs, reading the air, reading the weather, reading what other people are putting out there, their emotions, their vibes. You guys might be really good at that. I don't want to say empaths, because not all empaths are like really empaths, you know what I mean? But with runes here, you guys would be really good at doing runes, studying runes, pulling runes, casting runes. If you guys don't do it already, I definitely recommend, maybe considering it or studying it. You can use runes for a lot of things. I mean, you can use it for divination. You can use it to talk to deities and whatever you work with. Of course, I do recommend to do your research before you start, talking to deities and entities. You can use it for that. You can use runes as sigils, as protection, as like ways to manifest things. You can use it in your spell work. Runes are really powerful. I use runes in my spell work all the time, and I do feel like it really helps. There are people who draw runes on their hands and fingers, like they'll figure out what finger on which hand corresponds with what they want, and then they'll draw the corresponding rune on that finger. And things like that, which is really, really neat and really cool. I see people like that all the time on social media, TikTok, YouTube. So there's a lot you can do with runes. Also, maybe studying Norse faith and things like that. We have Ouija board. So Ouija board in this deck kind of makes me laugh a little bit because it does say caution. So you know, it's just a little warning of like, you know, just be careful. Don't believe everything every spirit and entity says to you. But you guys are naturally really good at connecting with spirits, entities, deities, spirit guides, angels, probably channeling. You guys would probably be really, really good at channeling. But it's not for the faint of heart. And probably ethically, I have to say, like, please don't attempt this unless you know how to put up protection and things like that. Protection is going to be your first step, and that's why it says caution, because Ouija boards are not inherently bad, right? They're just like tarot cards. They're just like pendulums, and dowsing rods and spirit boxes, and they're exactly the same. They're just another way you can communicate with whoever you want to talk to. But if you start working with a spirit board, Ouija board, I personally own a psychic circle and I love it. If you start working with any of those, I definitely recommend putting up protection, working with your spiritual team. So if you believe in working with spirit guides or even like angels, whatever it is you're interested in, you can ask them to watch over you and cleanse the area and push out anything that's negative, anything that's unwanted. I personally like to put a bubble of white light around myself so nothing can get into it unless I say they can, okay? And then I personally use my psychic circle board to talk to my spirit guide and my angels. That's what I personally use mine for. You can use it for anything you want. And so you can do the same, but what I do is I always state like, first of all, I always use my selenite as my planchette. I think that's what they're called. So nothing negative can move this. Nothing negative can touch this, right? So I always do that. Because like, while I have friends that do demon work and things like that, and I think that's really neat, but I do still hold a little bit of that Christian fear from growing up with that. So if you do too, I definitely recommend using cleansing objects around you if you're a little scared, and then just say like, only my angels can use this, only my spirit guides can use this, and then boom, you're set, you're ready to go. Positive things can only come out of a positive setup, right? A positive mindset there. So it is completely possible to use it in a very positive way. Just be a little cautious, right? You don't want to conjure up Zozo. What if one of you come back in my comments and you're like, yeah, so I got a little visit from Zozo last night. You shouldn't have said this, Ash. All right, moving on to tarot. What are your spiritual abilities? What are your magical abilities? Oh, okay, I need one card at a time, Spirit. One card at a time. Okay, that's unhelpful, thank you. Just flew out like 4 cards. I need one at a time, please. Okay. Wow, you guys are amazing. Honestly, you guys have some really, really cool abilities. 8 of Boons, which is 8 of Pentacles. We see here that this woman is turning wool into gold, right? She's spinning wool into gold. This is talking about transmutation. It is talking about alchemy. It is talking about manifestation. So maybe a couple of you guys have seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Some of you guys probably know what alchemy is. Some of you guys probably know about like the Sorcerer's Stone or from Harry Potter, so on and so forth. King Arthur and Merlin. You guys are going to be really, really good at alchemy. Really good at alchemy. Really good at turning something into something better with equivalent exchange. Okay, this can also be doing work on your altar, An example of this is like, especially if you work with a deity, especially if you want to work with like maybe a Norse deity, a Norse god. As an example, you can, you know, give things. You can give offerings. You can burn candles for them, like special offering candles for them, and ask them for something in return if you work with them. Only if you know they're friendly, only if you've worked with them for a little bit, but this is something that you could work up towards if you do not already. This is also talking about, you know, just like really honing in your manifestation, okay? Because wool is very valuable to some entities, right? It's very valuable in some cultures. And she is trading wool for gold because gold is more valuable to her in this moment. It doesn't make wool any less valuable. So in this instance, wool is as valuable as gold. Even though we might think like, well, wool isn't really as valuable as gold. Money is a fake construct, right? Well, wool is from a living creature. So it is in some places, it is in some places. But my point being is that sometimes this can seem like manifestation, right? So she might think like, oh wow, like this is suddenly turning into gold, and gold is much better than wool, so it might be, you know, a gift from the universe. When this is the sort of thing that you like to practice, this is a manifestation where you also start making the moves towards, okay? So if there's something, a goal you want to manifest, right? You start acting as if it's already happened. You start going through the motions as if it's already happened. You start being like, you know, you might hold your wool in your hand and you might be like, okay, this is gold. This is gold. Visualize it as gold. You might go and try to trade it with someone and say, do you want my gold wool? And even if they're like, oh, well, like, I mean, that's not gold. If you're like, no, it is gold, then they might be like, okay, maybe there's something special about this wool. I'll take it. The point is, this is my long roundabout way of saying, like, if you start making the actions towards something and act as if it's already happened, the universe has no choice but to accommodate you. This might be a manifestation method that really, really, really benefits you, especially because you can already see how things influence the universe, right? You are good at seeing how the universe interacts with people, interacts with birds, animals. And this can be used to your advantage to manifest things. I'm sorry for the light beam. The light is just coming through the window weird. Next we have 6 of spells, okay? So I'm going to take this one a little bit straightforward instead of like thinking about it in a tarot kind of sense. You guys might work well with dragons and dragon spirits and dragon magic, okay? I actually do know some people who do dabble in it. I do follow some creators. That's gonna bother me. I have a little dog hair there. I do follow some creators that really enjoy dragon magic, that work with dragon energies. So that might be something that you guys can look into. As well as the white world, okay? You guys got the world here. It's like you guys know when your karma is changing. You guys know when your karma is changing. You guys know when the earth is changing. You guys can feel the energies. You can feel the polar fields almost. Not necessarily literally. But you guys know when the air is heavy. You guys know when something is wrong. You guys know when something's going to happen. Some of you guys might have dreams about it. I also feel like this card is saying, if you feel called to travel, do it. Because traveling is going to open you up to so many different new spiritual experiences that are going to be so good for you. Last, we have the oldest one. This is such a fucking cool card to get when it comes to your abilities. You can talk to nature spirits. You can interact with nature spirits really well. And I think it's because you have this gift where you can just feel them. You can just see them. You observe them. You perceive them. And some of you guys really need to start tuning into that. Some of you guys probably haven't started yet. Some of you guys may have. Some of you guys may have been speaking to nature spirits since you were children. Work with them. Leave them offerings. Go on nature walks. Go clean up your local park from, trash and litter. Spend time in nature. Talk to the trees. Talk to your plants. They are powerful allies. And we can see here, right, there is a little owl on the top right, top right corner. This is a sign of wisdom. They're going to share their wisdom with you. And you might see owls as a sign of this. So go out and talk to nature, talk to the wind. Because I feel like more than anything, this is what you guys are meant to do. Because we have a lot of these aspects here, right? You observing nature is your biggest magical skill. It is your biggest magical asset, and it is going to help you with any magic you do in the future. You guys have like a very druidic feel, okay? You guys might have even done some druidic magic in your past lives, or even in this life, without even knowing it. So consider that. Definitely consider that. Alrighty, I think that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know down below, have you guys already started doing magic in this sort of way? Have you guys started dabbling in things like this? Do you guys do runes? Do you guys, listen to nature? Please let me know, because I'm super, super interested. Also, let me know down below what kind of readings you would like to see from me in the future. I want to do more readings that interest you guys, so please let me know. And if you would like a personal reading, my email is down in the description box below. I'll also link my Etsy. If you email me for a reading, it is going to be a little bit cheaper than Etsy, so feel free to do that. Feel free to do that. And I will see you guys next time. Before you go, please like this video, please subscribe, and hit that notification icon, because I do try to put out new videos every single week, and I'm going to try to do live streams every month. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.